Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so very much for tuning in. If you're new, hi, my name is Eric. And if you're returning, hey, baby boo. All right, Cancer. So we're going to get into a general reading for you. Sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or North Node. You may or may not have any one of those placements. If you do, then this message is intended to bring guidance for you. If you don't have one of those placements, it could be if you were guided to this reading and this ultimately ends up resonating for you, you may have a fourth house activation going on in your chart. Cancer does rule the fourth house, or it could be a transit happening for wherever Cancer is in your chart, okay? Whichever house Cancer is in your chart specifically, okay? Keep that in mind. Also, this could be, you could be cross-watching. So you could be dealing with someone who has some sort of Cancerian placement. And then this message is still intended to bring guidance to anyone who is drawn to it. But also keep in mind that it is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Not everything is going to resonate for everybody. This is a timeless reading, okay? So we're not talking about any sort of specific time period here. I'm just in a phase right now where I'm being guided to do some sign-specific readings. So whenever you watch this reading, regardless as to when it's been published, whenever you watch it and it resonates for you, then that's the message for you at that time. Okay, Cancer? All right, cool. So like I said, I'm jumping around and doing whatever signs I'm guided to do. If I end up not doing all 12 or 13 of the signs, then it is what it is. I'm just being guided to read for whoever I'm called for. And today, this morning, I was definitely called to read for you. I'm in a very soft, very loving, feeling very kind of a delicate energy. It's interesting because I did have a dream about my ex-husband, who, if you guys know, my OGs, you heard my story before. I am divorced, and it's not like I haven't dreamt about him before. I have, but you know, it takes. What's up, baby boy? Do you want to go back outside? Okay, hold on a second. Sorry, that was my cat. He wanted to go outside. Okay, so what I'm saying is, I actually interacted with him in this dream, and it's interesting that I had this dream last night. It was basically just a reliving of, well, I don't need to get into that. But anyway, it's interesting that I had this dream. There are no such things as coincidences. Everything is connected, right? So there's a reason for everything. And so I'm saying that it's interesting that I had this dream last night, and now I'm waking up to strongly being called to read for Cancer, 333 on the counter. And the big thing that's coming up here is domestication, fourth house energies, which is ruled by Cancer. We do have the Devil at the bottom of the deck right now. That's interesting. I'm gonna continue to shuffle, but quite honestly, the Devil can represent marriage in kind of a strange way, because of the ties, the connection, the being tied down, you know, the whole, you know, it's called the old ball and chain and all that kind of energy, right? Domestication seems to be a big theme for you right now, Cancer. I mean, I feel like of all the signs that really would represent that, I think, at least from an emotional side, from a love side, it would be you. I don't know why I'm picking up on that. Maybe it's not Cancerians in general. Maybe it's just what I'm picking up for you for this specific reading, Cancer. There could be a breakup of sorts in that. There could be an energy of you reprocessing. So just like the dream that I had last night, it was nothing new. It was kind of a reminder. It was a reprocessing event. that could be significant. Actually, that's pretty significant for the whole collective right now anyway, at this time. I know I said this is a time sensitive, this is not a time sensitive reading, this is a general reading, but as I'm recording this reading, and it is February 23rd, on the day that I'm recording this reading, we collectively are approaching a big shift energetically around March and April, okay, of 2025. So even if you're watching this long after that period, there's something about this message or this energy that you are now ready to process, and there's a message in it here for you, so just stick with me. But part of this shift that we're approaching, this big energetic shift, it's making people feel very uneasy. Mars is going direct at this time, actually. On the day that I'm recording this reading, Mars is going direct. And actually, in terms of true sidereal astrology, I believe Mars has been in Cancer. True sidereal, somewhat of a little vacant Vedic astrology. That's what I practice. True sidereal here. And if you're not familiar with what that is, just do a quick Google search, or you can go to masteringthezodiac.com. Great place to get really introduced with true sidereal astrology, which is similar to Vedic astrology, but it's not the same completely. Okay. It's very interesting. And yeah, Mars is going direct right now, and I believe Mars is in Cancer. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to pull up my chart just to confirm where things are specifically, but in terms of true sidereal astrology, Mars is actually in Gemini right now, stationing direct, but is in Gemini. But then in Vedic astrology, I believe Mars is stationing direct in Cancer. And there's someone that I watch, her name is Joni Patry. I'm sure some of you may have heard of her before or come across her videos, but she mentions that Mars has been retrograde in Cancer, and actually Mars is debilitated in Cancer. So I'm sorry, that was a big old tangent. I'm saying all this to say there may be some, because I did hear domestication, there may be some issues or desires or aspirations or challenges in terms of domestication for you, whether that be maybe you're facing divorce, or maybe you are the biggest thing that I'm getting is recalibration for you, Cancer, of maybe what it is you want in life and relationships. We do have Venus in Pisces right now. Venus is exalted in Pisces. So maybe recalibration, I think, is the right term for it. And this may have something to do with Mars stationing direct and about to go direct, go move forward. Maybe the Mars retrogrades, this last session of Mars retrograde really helped put some things into perspective for you, relationship-wise. There is a big energy, I feel, for you, Cancer, of redefining what it is you want out of love and relationships. And this could even be in friendships too, you know. The dominant thing that I'm getting here for this message is love, romance, but that also could be bleeding into taking account of or taking stock of who it is you have in your life versus what it is you want in life. And another big thing that I'm getting for you here is that this may have something to do with family, you know, the family that you grew up with, the family that you grew up with, the values and morals that were instilled within you in your childhood from your family, blah, 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 whatnot, whatever. That could be, you could be redefining this for yourself at this time, whenever you're watching this. You could be redefining this for yourself and trying to figure out who it is you are and what it is you really want from love, anything like that, okay? All right, let's continue. I'm gonna give this a few more shuffles, and then we're gonna see what your message is at this time, yeah? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. And if you are enjoying this reading so far and it's resonating for you, go ahead and give it a like. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below, yes? Let's get some engagement here. Okay, cool. All right, so for my Cancerians, what's going on for Cancer? For sweet, loving Cancer. Yep. Okay, so you have 4 cards here. 2 of them fell face down. I'm going to start with the 2 that fell face up. And this is exactly what I was saying about a recalibration in terms of what it is you want to pursue, what it is you want to go for, what goals you want to achieve. This doesn't have to be a love reading, okay? But the love aspect of it could be you coming from a place of greater self-love, self-respect, self-care, self-desire, I heard. That's interesting. Take that as it resonates. But the first 2 cards we have here are the 7 of Pentacles with the King of Wands. Okay, the 7 of Pentacles is an energy of, wow, okay, I heard taking ownership. But also it's an energy of taking stock, of taking a moment to stop your work and observe the products or the results, 1111 on the counter, observe the results that you have at this time, the fruits of your labor, if you will. And the 7 of Pentacles is definitely a checkpoint type of energy. This is where you look, you observe the fruits of your labor, and you say to yourself, is this what I intended to achieve, to build, to grow? Is this my desired outcome? It could be yes. Answer could be yes. The answer could be no. And it could be a little bit as, at least is this starting to look like what I want? Okay. If the answer is yes, then typically you continue with your process. If the answer is no, that's when you start to ask more questions. Like, okay, well, why? Do I need to make minor adjustments? Are there small things that I can do to help me get back on track or further on track? Or do I need to scrap this all together and start over? Okay. So Cancer, what I feel like you're going through right now is a moment of that recalibration, that checkpoint, because with this King of Wands here, this is the energy of going after what it is you want, like physically taking action. Whereas the Queen of Wands would be getting into that vibrational alignment with what it is you want and allowing it to be drawn into you, right? And then when the window of opportunity opens, when you see what it is you want in front of you, that's when the King takes action. That's when the masculine side does its work, okay? So I do feel like you're getting very action oriented at this time. Oh shoot, look at this, Cancer. Now you are showing up here for yourself. You have the Queen of Wands now, and with the Chariot, but the Chariot is reversed. So it's as if, it's like you've put a pause. I do feel like I want to say you've put a pause on things for a while now. Now, mind you, I do want to mention this. The Queen of Wands and the Chariot came out first, but they came out face down. So that's more of like an internal energy. The external focus is the King of Wands and the 7 of Pentacles, okay? But what's been going on here? You may have felt blocked for a while, stuck. You may have felt like you can't move forward. This could have been an effect of Mars being retrograde. For some of you, that is resonant here for you. I should say Mars having been retrograde, because now Mars is going direct at this time. I'm seeing a barrier. I'm seeing a dead end. It may be a fork in the road, but I'm seeing kind of a dead end energy here for you in terms of this. And it may be an energy of the universe kind of has been blocking you, has been holding you still. But really, Cancer, what I'm feeling the most for you right now is that it's like you've put your vehicle in park. And it's like you're saying to yourself, I don't want to go forward, move anymore. I don't want to move forward anymore until I've got this recalibration process down. Now, coupled with this Queen of Wands energy, remember, like I said, I feel like you've you pressed pause on everything intentionally. You said, hold up, stop, wait, I don't want to go forward anymore. Something's not right here. And I feel like you are the one because you could have, as far as the universe goes, as far as the energy is flowing, you could have continued in the direction 1515 on the counter. You could have continued in the direction that you were going and nobody was going to stop you. You stopped yourself. And you're saying to yourself, okay, wait, what am I attracting here? I feel like you're really taking responsibility, taking ownership. Is what I heard that with the Seven of Pentacles, taking ownership of what it is you have in front of you, what it is that's going on in your life, and making the necessary changes. I feel like Cancer, I feel very strongly that you are the one that's putting your forward movement on pause. This is a very mature energy. This is a very mature energy, Cancer. Not to say that you're immature, but you're really fully taking responsibility here. You have the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck as your overall energy, and underneath that is the Hermit and the Ace of Cups. Wow. Underneath the Ace of Cups is the Eight of Swords, and what I'm getting with this is that you're recognizing, wow, I for the second time now, I've heard left behind. How you're being left behind. How you are getting stuck. I feel like some of you are recognizing how you're kind of like weaving this web of entrapment, of ensnarement with the Eight of Swords here energy. And you're recognizing this and you're wanting to put an end to it. This is really beautiful, Cancer. Okay, what's next for Cancer, please? The Tower just flashed in my head. Okay, so I did get a flash of the Tower. It didn't come out here, but I did get a flash of it. So maybe what caused you to put things on pause or to stop moving was some sort of sudden, I'm hearing sudden upheaval, but I feel like it has come in the form of enlightenment, an idea, or a vision, or like you noticed something out of the blue and you noticed it, and I'm not seeing a Tower moment in terms of like physical destruction, physical upheaval, quick, swift, massive physical change. I feel like it was more internal. It was an aha moment. It might have been pretty jarring. It's the moment that you stopped and said, hold, pause, wait, hold on, what's really going on here? Now, the next cards you have are the Emperor, Judgment, and the High Priestess. Okay, 3 major arcana. You have you have 4 major arcana out here. And you have counterparts in the King and Queen of Wands. So there's definitely balance. There's a lot of balance here, because even though these are not official counterparts, you have one masculine and one feminine representation here. Okay. And then Judgment is reflecting the energy of that Tower moment that I saw in my head. And the Emperor is speaking to, again, taking responsibility, taking ownership. I do feel like you are very action-oriented at this time. But you're not going about it all willy-nilly, you know, especially with this King of Wands energy here that came out face up in the beginning of the reading. The King of Wands is the type of energy to wait. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Homeboy is active. Okay, he has every intention of taking action, but he's not going to do it until the time is right. And that's what I'm getting for you here. You are action oriented, but you're intentionally not moving forward right now until you figure out what it is you want to achieve. And then we have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. So the Hierophant would be, officially would represent domestication, marriage, institutions like that. Okay, so I'm seeing two sides of this for you, Cancer. I'm seeing one side of individuals either being married already or in a committed relationship that could be heading towards marriage. But you're pumping the brakes on that. It's like you're saying to yourself, if you're not married yet, it's like you're saying to yourself, do I really want to marry this person? Is this really what I need? I just heard, is this really what I'm holding out for? That's interesting. If you are single, you could be getting more serious about marriage. If it's not that, you're getting more serious about maybe some sort of settling down energy. If you're single, what I'm seeing for you is that you may have a lot of toxic or vampiric type energies surrounding you. This did kind of come out for Aries, and you do have Aries here in the Emperor. But so maybe you're connected to an Aries. But this does sound and feel similar to a bit of the message that came out for Aries. So if this part of the reading resonates for you, you might want to check out the Aries reading. But it was an energy of like having like multiple partners, you know, like a rotation. No shade, do you, boo? But the realization here is none of these are actually truly providing what I want in a relationship. So why do I keep entertaining this? Again, I just realized 2222 on the counter. We do have more counterparts. The High Priestess and officially the Hierophant here. And then Temperance is underneath that. And it's interesting because Temperance came out while I was talking in the beginning, and I just started to shuffle and Temperance came out. Sagittarius energy. But I do feel like there's a greater balance and harmonization coming in for you at this time, Cancer. Okay, last row here. Let's round this out for Cancer, please. Yeah, okay. Four of Swords. Okay. Okay. Pisces energy with the Page of Cups, and then the Seven of Cups. Yeah, you have strong Pisces energy here. We have the Page of Cups that's come out, but also the High Priestess. This Page of Cups feels like that energy, that immature energy. Not to speak ill of anyone, okay, but just lacking in maturity, lacking in the ability to commit, lacking in the experience even, you know. It's the Page, okay. It is representing it is representing an individual. It might be representing you, Cancer, in terms of maybe you were not too emotionally mature in the past. But I feel like you're coming to terms with that now. You have the Four of Swords, you have the Page of Cups, and then you have the Seven of Cups. Okay. The Seven of Cups feels like those options that you may have had or you may have currently. There is definitely a feeling here of whether this is you that is coming, well, you might be coming to terms with this as well, because if you have individuals that are surrounding you that reflect this energy, then obviously they're expressing it or reflecting it, but they're reflecting it because there's a part of it that's shining that from within you, right? But there is a feeling of growing up here, Cancer, of looking at all these options around you, and like maybe at one point you were all like, ooh, okay, well, I like the idea of having all these different options, all these different people to choose from, a different date every weekend, blah, 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 whatnot, whatever. And okay, that's cool. And at one point that was fun and exciting, but it did a lot of damage, is what I just heard. It hurt. Because in this Seven of Cups here, yes, there are 7 different options, but not all of those options in those cups are really nice, are really good. You know what I'm saying? You're coming to terms with this. You really put the pause, you've pressed pause. Pause. Does anybody get that reference? Probably not. At the bottom of the deck, you do 555 on the counter. You do have the Hermit again. I just want to say, Cancer, I really feel like you're growing up in some really big and powerful ways. And I really feel like you are not willing to move forward until you have a greater understanding here. Dude, sis, bruh, I really feel like you're growing up. And it's really not even about anyone else that's surrounding you, anyone you may have around you at this time. It's really not even about that. Look, they are who they are. No hate, no shade, sending all the love to everybody. But it's not about them, Cancer. It's about you and what it is you want and how it is you want to proceed. Who it is you want to be. Who do you want to show up as in this next cycle of your life? In this next chapter, in this next phase. I mean, the best thing you could have done at this time was really paused and take responsibility for yourself, take some accountability, and that's what I feel like you're doing. And that's great. Okay. Can we get a final outcome, please, for Cancer? Final outcome for Cancer for this message. Oh boy. Guess what just showed up, Cancer? Final outcome. Oh boy. The Tower with... Okay, the Page of Wands. Okay. It's interesting. It's interesting because what this is actually saying, as a final outcome at least, what this is saying here, Cancer, is the Tower moment. The Tower moment is you re-identifying yourself. The Tower moment is you possibly cutting ties with all these options you've got going on. Big change. It's a big change. Big change. It might cause some upheaval. There are going to be some people that are upset about it. This is so crazy because in the dream that I had about my ex-husband, it was a moment where I was reliving or re-experiencing the day that I decided that I needed to leave. And the emotions surrounding that. But in that dream, Cancer, my ex was very, very upset and, was crying and was saying things like, I just want you to come back home. But in the dream, I remember being being within myself and being like, I've got to go. It's time for me to go. I'm not going to get into the specifics of like the dynamics of our relationship or anything, but I say all this to say that is that Tower moment. He was distraught. Again, I'm not getting into the specifics. The fact of the matter is, I knew it was time for me to go. I needed to transform. I needed to change. I needed to start a new path. And that was a Tower moment. Not only for him, but for me too. Obviously, it wasn't as It wasn't as devastating for me as it was for him. But it was still a big change for me too, because I ended up having to move out, right? Naturally speaking, of course. That's this moment for you. Ooh! With the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right, look, check it out. This Queen of Swords, it's so wild. This Queen of Swords is insanely relevant. There we go. That was the word I was looking for. Because you could see, in my dream, you could see his response to be somewhat manipulative. Pulling on my emotions, pulling on my heartstrings, blah, 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 blah. And not that I didn't care. I don't care about him, right? But I knew for a fact there was no debate at this point anymore. There was no debating it any longer. There were no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no more evidence to see or hear. There are no more different ways to try to make this work. It is what it is. Cut and dry. I'm not going to argue with you about it. I'm not going to get into it with you about it. And in the dream, he was sitting on a couch. I was standing right next to him. I think I even kind of sat down next to him a little bit. And he was going through his process, his emotions pouring out, saying things like, I just want you to come back home. And I said to myself, I can't do that. I've got to go. It's time for me to go. And I got up and I walked away. There was no debate. Underneath the Queen of Swords is justice. So this is the energy that I feel like you're in. Or this is the energy that I feel like you're about to put forward. If you have reached this point already, then this is just confirmation that you're doing the right thing and you're on the right path. If you haven't quite reached this point yet, the upheaval, the Tower, because of a change in identity, Page of Wands, then this is confirmation for you that you are you're on the right path. This is what's about to go down. I can't blame you, boo. I encourage you. You're doing the right thing. You are. I promise. All right, let's close this out. Closing message for my Cancerians, please. I love how the universe works this way. Because like yesterday I did Leo's reading, and I was feeling like, I think I want to do Cancer next. And I almost did it right away, but I heard someone say, no, wait, just wait. Okay, cool. 33 on the counter. I took a break, I rested a little bit, took a little bit of a nap, then I got ready for work and I went to work. And then last night I had this dream that, and I've had dreams about him in the past, but in the dreams in the past, we didn't talk. I think he may have tried to, but we never got to the point where we actually had a conversation with each other. Because I wasn't having it. I didn't, no more, right? So then I have this dream last night where I'm reliving the moment that it was officially over. And again, I didn't talk to him, but I was there, I was present with him, I gave him my attention, I saw where he was, I saw what the energetic state that he was in, I recognized it. I heard him out, but then I said, I actually didn't even really say anything. I don't think I said anything to him. I was just like, in my head, I was like, okay, Eric, it's time to go. Come on, let's go. And I wasn't upset. I was happy. I felt good. I felt secure. I felt strong in my decision. I knew it was the right choice for me. And then I get up today and it's like Cancer. We're doing Cancer. If we're not doing anything else today, we're doing Cancer. I was sure of it. Okay. And then I sit down, and this reading right here reflects everything that I was going through in that moment. And so some of you can sit here and say, oh, well, I guess this is a reading for you too. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. The reason why the universe, or I guess, because we are the universe, the reason why I orchestrated this the way I did was because I needed to have that moment of recognition so that I could effectively convey this message for you right now. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. Okay, let's get this closing message for you. I wanted to comment on that because I love how it all, everything ties together. There are no such thing as coincidences. I do not believe in coincidences. 555 on the counter. Closing message for Cancer, please. This one. Card number 40. Bright Baby. Ready? Simple truths will help you most right now. Complexity is the mind at work, whereas the heart sees with astoundingly accurate simplicity. Don't worry about the details, the hows and the wheres and the whys. Those answers will come in time. For now, all you need to do is get back to the basics of what is true. And for you, that means stepping into the light. I want to read more of this for you. When a painful or confusing feeling grips your mind, situations can seem more complicated than they need to be. The Oracle of Bright Baby tells you that the best and brightest way through even the most apparently complex issues, which this Seven of Cups here absolutely would represent, okay? Even the most apparently complex issues is often the simplest. Saying no. I'm sorry, let me start that sentence over. The Oracle of Bright Baby tells you that the best and brightest way through even the most apparently complex issues is often the simplest. Saying no, stepping back, voicing your truths, having patience, Temperance, acting when you need to do so, King of Wands, asking for help. Simplicity can assist you in taking steps day after day until the issue has resolved itself just as naturally as night melts into day. I want to read this too. To heed the healing truths of Bright Baby, you are asked, even if just for now, to drop the complex adult explanations, justifications, interpretations, and stories. What is the simplest version of the story you are dealing with in your life right now, and how can you act on that simplicity with truth, compassion, and authenticity? You bright baby, you. Okay, Cancer, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I truly hope this was helpful for you. If you got to this part in the reading and this resonated for you, please go ahead and tap that like button for me. If you're new, please consider subscribing. And also, if this did resonate with you, I highly recommend that you check out the Aries reading as well. You might have an Aries placement. You might be dealing with an Aries or something, but there may be some messages in there that help you get some answers, come to some conclusions. Yes? Okay, Cancer. I love you so much. And I hope I look forward to connecting with you again very, very soon. Yes? Excellent. Mwah. Bye.